Okay, good morning guys. Welcome to today's video. We are going to be uh, building this portfolio grid project. We are going to be building this. So yeah, just two sections. This is the profile section, then this is the work selection section. So we're going to add the images and then build it ground up. So but before we get started, I just want to show you that I have these on my GitHub already. Okay, so if you hit on my GitHub, you can see here in the link repo. If I open that up, you're going to see that if you are following this project and you come across maybe any issue, then you can come here. This is the portfolio grid section. You can come here to sort it out. The images and all what you need, they will be here. All right, so here, this is the images, then this is the portfolio CSS, portfolio HTML. Like if I check, open this up, yeah, you're going to see. If I try, if you want to download any of the images, you can just hit on it, then hit the download here. All right, this is my image. You may want to add yours to it. You can, this is the download raw file. So if I hit download, you're going to see that, yeah, the image is going to be downloaded here. Awesome. So you could open this up and use the same image, same as the code. So if you are confused, you could just come here and follow it up. So yeah, so let's get back and get started in VS Code. So okay guys, we are back on VS Code. So the first thing you want to do, you want to have a folder where you have the files. So this is it. This is the finished work already. So what I want to do, I want to create another one so that I'll start building again, so that you see the step-by-step process we go through. So what you need to do, go to File, hit to Open Folder. Okay, I'll click on, Open Folder. I'll click on that. So if you want to start, what you need to do, you go to new folder. You need to create a folder for your work. Go to new folder, you click on it and you name it. Okay, you name it. So here I already have a folder. Okay, so this is the link tutorial which I created. Okay, there are two of them actually. This particular one is the one I'm going to, once I create a project here, I'll make a video with it here. All right, so you can also name yours this. So I'll hit on this. So what you just need to do, new folder, and you name it. Or if you have a folder, dedicated folder already, you can click on it. So if I do select folder now, it's going to open up. All right, this is the repo, more like serve as a repo, because we still have some, what do you call it, some folders inside that the link. So the first thing we want to do, hit here, you see this is going to come up, this menu. Go to this second one, new folder. So I'm going to name it portfolio dash grid. Okay, that will be the folder name. So if I hit enter, it's going to be right a folder created inside the link tutorial. So it's going to create that folder for us in a moment. So you can see I have that folder created. So once I have that, it's going to be like this. So here, this is the folder. So click on the folder portfolio grid, then click on this first one, more like to create a new file. So name this portfolio.html. then going to create HTML file for us. Then each side, go back to the portfolio grid again, do the same thing. Click on the portfolio grid first, then click on this first icon, then you do portfolio.css. Awesome. So these are the files I'll need to create. And just before we wrap up the creation of files and folder, I also want to create a folder right inside this portfolio grid. Okay, click on it again now, then click on this new file. Then I want to name these images. Sorry, that's supposed to be a folder rather. Okay, click on this portfolio grid, right? Then click on this second one, not the first one, new folder. I want to create a folder for all my images I'll be using for the project. So awesome. So you can see I have two files, portfolio.css and portfolio.html. Then I have a folder right inside the portfolio grid folder. So this is what I need to get started. So the first thing, I'll hit to my portfolio.html, then create the boilerplate. hit enter. So it's going to create the boilerplate. So the first thing you want to do, come to the document section. Let's rename this to portfolio grid project. Okay, so that's the name of the project. So I think every other thing here, the title is fine. So we get started immediately. So we go back to the body, and the first thing, okay. Okay, remember we are working with the HTML, portfolio.html. So in the body, what I want to do, I want to create a div. Okay, that's the first thing. I want to create a div with a class. All right, so all right, so the first thing we want to do, we want to create some set of divs. Okay, so I know that the traditional way you are used to creating a div is more like you want to create a div and you go and like type div. Okay, then you hit enter, then you are coming to create a class, just like that. But I'm going to show you a better approach to doing this, a better approach to creating your div. So just pay attention as we do this together. So if I want to create a div with a class of, let's say, frame, the best way to do that, especially for divs, all right, you do dot. Just hit on dot, then you type the name of your div. In this case, I'm creating a div with a class of frame. So once I do that, I hit enter, you're going to see that it will create that div for us with a class of what? Of frame. So that's the best way to go about it. All right. So the next thing we want to do. So inside this first div, what I want to do, I want to add another div, and with a class of portfolio layout. So you guess what am I going to do? Instead of typing out div, I just want to follow the same shortcut I gave you earlier. So you just do dot portfolio. Okay, portfolio layout. All right, so once I do this, I hit enter. So you can see it's going to create that div with a class of portfolio layout. So that's the shortcut I want you to pick from this video. So after that, I want to do an aside with a class of portfolio list and some area inside. So right inside the second div, what I want to do, I want to have an aside. So this is quite different. For aside, I will have to specify. So I want to do aside. All right, aside dot. Then the class name is going to be portfolio list. That's the class name of our site. So once I've done, I'll hit enter. So it's going to have that class with portfolio list. So again, I hit enter here. All right. So inside that aside, I want to have a header with a class of list header. So how to do that? I will do header, okay, with a class of list header. All right, awesome. So if I hit enter now, it's going to create that header with a class of list header. So great. So after that, what I want to do, I want to create h3 header 3. Okay, then I want to do my work. Good. So after that, then I want to have a p class. Okay, again, I want to have p. I will do p dot list sub. That will be my class name. So I'm having a p class with a class name of list sub. Okay, so if I hit enter, it's going to create that class with list sub. So within that class, but before that, I think in this aside, in my aside, I want to add an area label. Okay, area label. I just want to have sample work to that label. So that's just all for that. So back to our P class. Okay, so awesome. So that's what I have here. Okay, so if you follow through this shortcut, it's going to help you create yours faster, and we are going to do it just as I'm doing this. So I believe you have picked something from there. So after the header, we are going to move on. Right after the header, the closing tag for the header here, we're going to move on to, do something else here. So what I want to do here, I want to create a div right after the header. I want to create a div with a class of work. Okay, so your guess is as good as mine. What you have to do, you just do dot works. Okay, so it's going to give you a div with a class of work. So right inside the div, I just want to add something else. Role. The role is going to be list. Awesome. So once I have that, the next thing I want to do right away, I want to have an article with a class of work card. Okay, I will explain all of this later, right, while we are styling them. Okay, so I'll do dot article, sorry, dot article. Then I'm going to give it a class. I'm going to give the article, sorry, going to be article, then dot the name of the class. In this case, is going to, I will just want it to be work card. All right, work card. So it's going to create that. If I hit enter, article class work card. So I'm going to add a row. A row is going to be list item. Okay, awesome. So after that article, right inside that article, I'm going to have a div with a class of thumb and an area of hidden. Okay, so I just do dots thumb. Div for div is very simple. Once you hit on the thumb, on the class name, using a dot is going to create that for you. It's not true for others. So class thumb, then right inside here, I'm going to have area hidden. Okay, hidden. So hidden is going to be true. So awesome. After that, then remember we have image for each project. So we are going to be having the image for the first project. So if we go back to check what we have, all of the projects have images. You can see this project 1, project 2, project 3, project 4, project 5. So all of the projects, you can see on the left hand side, you can see the images. So that's what we are going to be creating now before we move this way. So back to VS Code. Okay, so that's what we are going to add right now. So right after the div with the class of thumb, all right, so we are going to add the image. So I'll do img, I hit enter. It's going to create that with a source. Remember here, we have an image folder, right? We have an image folder, so we are going to reference that image folder, even though we have not added the images yet. So we are going to add the images later. So here, the image folder, we are going to reference that. So the image folder is going to be images. All right, so then the image you want to target, the name of the image is going to be project1 dot png. Remember, I'm going to the images are right on GitHub. You can download them from there. So alternative, so project1. This auth is the test that shows up if anything happens. If the image is broken or is not showing up, that's the test that's going to show up in place of that image. Project1 thumbnail. So right there. So that is what we are going to do for that. So right after this div, I give a space again. So here I want to create another div with a class of meta. So I just do meta. It's going to create that div for me. So if I hit enter, you see it's going to create that div. And here I want to add h4, then I'll name it project1, like you saw here on the image. That is exactly what we have there. You can see project1, then the content clear line, the project2. So we're going to do for all that, but once we have for this first one, then we can duplicate for the rest, then change the content. Exactly that is what we are going to do. So here, I'm going to do project one inside the H4. You can use H3, but H4, let's stick with that. So after that, I'm going to have a p tag, hit enter, then the content of our p tag, you can add whatever you like, but for the sake of this video, I just want to do clean landing page for a fintech startup. All right, so that's it. Right inside the div, then this is going to close our article. All right, this is going to be the closing for our article. So if you follow through, you're going to discover that everything we have here, right from this div with a class of work up to this article, what we are going to do, we are going to duplicate that, right? We are going to duplicate that, right? We are going to duplicate that because all of this is for WordCard, okay? All of this is going to be for WordCard. And if you check what we have here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of it. So we're going to duplicate that in 5 places. Then just change the content, okay? Just change the content to suit what we have. Okay, so right before, we've done for one card, like I said, but before we continue, let's quickly check what we have first. Okay, so this is what we have now. You can see my works, project 1 top name, project 1, this is the text. Okay, this is what we have now. So we do for the other 5 or the other 4, as the case may be, then we know. So here, if we come here, this is the article card. Okay, so what we will do, we are going to write from this article here. I'm going to copy this and I'll duplicate it 4 times to match the other ones that we have. Okay, so here I hit enter, Ctrl V, I paste again. That's once, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've done that 4 times. So here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on each of them. So this is the first one. For the second one, okay, right here. So for the image here, we are going to change this one to project 2 thumbnail. Okay, all right. So for the project name, this is supposed to be project 2, so change that to project 2. All right, so here the name is project 2. Okay, then for the p text, we are going to again change that to branding and design system for e-commerce. Awesome. So right there, we move to the next one, which is project 3. So here I'll change this one to project 3, then project 3 thumbnail. Okay, here this is project 3. All right, so for the text, it's supposed to be something else now. So here the text is mobile first UI for a workout app. Okay, so right after that, we move to the next one, which is project 4. Here, project 4 thumbnail. For the H4 is going to be project 4. Then for the P tab is data dashboard with advanced visualization. Okay, so here after that, then I think the last one is going to be project 5. So the image name project 5, the alternative text project 5, then the H4 project 5 as well. Then the text, the p tag, we change that to something else. So here we have marketing site with animated hero, and I think there's an and. Let's just do and cts. Okay, so that is going to be it for the cards. Okay, the cards. I think everything is good. The first one, project 1. The next one, project 2, project 3, project 4, and lastly project 5. So that will be for the cards. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to ensure we add the images now. Okay, the images will be added, but before then, let's see what we have. So if I come here and refresh, awesome. So you can see that every one of it is aligned, project 1, project 2, project 3, just like that, and the text are right under it. So we've not added CSS and the images are not showing yet. So let's see how we add the images so that it will look right close to the other one we have. Remember, this is what we are trying to achieve. So we still have a long way to go. So let's get back and see how we do that. So for the images, I already told you how to, if you want to use the exact same images like me, I already told you how to download those images. I think I'm not on internet, but I showed you earlier how to download those images. I think I'm not on internet currently. So follow that procedure, download them and use those same images. So since I already downloaded or have those images, as you can see here, I'm just going to move them to that section. Okay, so I come here, portfolio grid. All right, so image folder. I'm going to move all of those images, 5 of them or 6 of them here. Awesome. Okay, so you can see all the images. I've moved them here now. Okay, so I can use them in my project. So if I hit back to VS Code here and I check image folder now, you can see that all the images are going to show up. Okay, so yeah, one after the other, the images are going to show up, which we are going to use for, so that is it. So we are going to use all these images. So you can see that they are well named. Make sure the name aligned with the name you have here. You can see project 1 here. This is project 1, project 2, just like that. .png, the extension is going to match the same way. Okay, so yeah, I think for the naming we are good with that. So the next thing, after that we've added the images, then we can hit down to start working on the. Okay, so you can see it's very wide because the image have been added, but they are excessively large. Okay, because we have not styled, we have not added CSS. So this is how our project is looking right now. Okay, so but we go ahead to apply CSS and make it better. So it's time to work on the CSS after we are done with the HTML. So here I'll go to portfolio.css. The first thing I want to target all the items. So I'll do shift hash, okay, to target all. Then open my curly brace and I want to do margin. I in my previous video I illustrated the difference between margin and padding, so you can go through it. It's going to help you. Padding. Okay. 0. So this is how you do it normally for your CSS. So after margin, I'm supposed to do padding. Then it's supposed to I do maybe 0 pixels or 0. Then box sizing. Then I want to do border box. Then maybe font family. I want to do Poppins, and the other popular one is sans serif. I love sans serif. Awesome. But you could see that I had to take time to type out all of this. There is a better way. All right, there is a better way. So the shortcut you can easily incorporate here is that instead of typing margin 0, use the shortcut. Just do M, then add a colon, then do 0. Okay, so you can see that the image abbreviation is going to bring out margin 0. So once I hit enter, you see it's going to give me margin 0. So the same way I could do P, padding. P stand for padding, padding 0. Okay, once I hit enter, it's going to give me padding 0. I believe you are enjoying this right now. So then the next one I did just now was box sizing. So instead of typing it out just the same way it is, you do pxz. That would be box sizing border box. So once I do that, I hit enter. You see, it's easier this way. All right, it's going to save you a whole lot of time. So the other one is font family. Instead of typing it out, I could do ff, stand for font family. Then all right, then I can hit enter. Sans serif, but you know we had a pop-in, so let's just do that quickly. But you could leave it like this, it's also fine. Pop-in. So I'm just showing you the shortcut you can actually use in your CSS. All right, this is going to be sans. So guys, this is going to be it, right? I believe you understood what I did here. The shortcuts are going to work for you. So after that, let's move on to work on the rest. So here I'll do body, which targets the whole body for the content. So here I want to do a background linear gradient. All right, but I have that. Let me just, okay, this is what I want to achieve. Background linear gradient, then okay, this mean height, 100 view height. This is the minimum height is going to take. Then display flex. So let's quickly add other items. Then justify content. Instead of typing it out, you could just do JC, like you see me doing now. Justify content. Okay, like I've explained earlier. So justify content, we want to center it. Okay, justify content, center. Image abbreviation is going to work on that. I think it's taking some time. Okay, justify content center. Then I'll do align item. Align item. AI stands for align items. Okay, I believe you are getting it now. Align items is going to be flex start, like it showed earlier. So let me do that again. Align items. So if I do, there is flex start, flex end, and center, but this time we want to do flex start for the align item. So once it comes out, you hit enter, then I'll have a padding of 40 pixels. Okay, so I hit enter. So that is just the short way to make it faster. If you do that, your CSS, you can easily, you know, do that immediately. So for the frame, if you go to let's target the frame. So we'll target the frame. So I'll do dot frame. Okay, because the frame is a div, so I want to target that div. So I want to target that div. So I'll do bg background, and I'll add some parameter rog ba, and going to be 255 again 255. I'll have that. Then okay, dot 7 is simply 0.7, right? Okay, sometimes I think there are some delays. I'm recording, so the image sometimes take a little while to pop up, but it's definitely going to show up. like I explained, BG stands for background. Okay, then you have the RGB and the rest of them. So let's have a padding of, let's say, 18 pixels. so we now have the worker.thumbnail class. We have styled that. The CSS is here, so we have to style the worker.thumbnail img. So we have to style that too. Okay, so okay, so I think I forgot to add to link it. So which I'm going to link the CSS. That is why it keeps showing all of that. So link. Okay, so I'll come back here. Okay, so yeah, it's going to look like this. All right, it's going to look like this. So let's add the other CSS. Okay, so the next one is the card, the work card meta, which is a class, and the h4. Okay, if you go to the this is the meta class, and we have styled the h4 here. Okay, so the next thing is we have to style this p tag. This p tag, we have to style it. Then after styling that, we have to add hover. Okay, because if you look at the finished work, if you look at, you see there's that hover effect. So that's what we are going to add now. So I'm just going to add that quickly. You can see I just added style the p tag, then add hover effect, which is going to behave like what I showed you earlier. So if I go back here, if I go back to this other one, the one we are working on, and refresh, you're going to see that hover effect. You see that there is that little hover, when you select the object, is going to add that hover effect there. So after that, the next thing we want to work on the other part, the profile part. This other section is what we are going to work on next. Okay, so we'll go back to VS Code. So back to HTML, we'll work on the profile. Okay, back to our HTML. I will just give a space right immediately after the aside, the closing. Okay, right after we close the aside, so we are going to continue from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add a main section. Okay, so I'll just do main, then with a class of profile card. Okay, so that's the name of the class. Okay, so if I hit enter, it's going to create that class for me. So before again, I'm going to add a role. I'm going to add a role. All right, so for the role, I'm also going to make it main. All right, so also okay, so I'll do that. Then I also want to add area. I'm going to add a label, and it's just going to be profile. Okay, so this is just what I want to add. Awesome. So after that, what I'm going to do, so after that, I'm going to add a second div with a class of profile inner. Okay, because the profile is going to have an inner section, which is the profile inner. So how do I do that? I'll just do dot, because it's a div dot profile inner. Okay, so it's going to create that, and after that, I'm going to add a second div, which is going to bear the profile photo. Okay, so just going to do dot profile photo. All right, so I'm going to create that. Then in the profile photo, I'm going to add area is going to be hidden. Okay, hidden is going to be false. That means we are going to, whatever is the content of this class is going to be shown or displayed right there. So then I'm going to define the image. Okay, right inside that that class, that div, I'm going to define the image. All right, so okay, image, and it's going to have a class of, I'm going to add a class. All right, so for styling purposes, so it's going to be profile image. Okay, that'll be class for the image. Then I'm going to have a source, image source. Okay, so you know that we have a folder called images, and inside the image folder, then you have the profile dot jpg. Okay, that's the profile, the image. Okay, you are going to add your image there. All right, so the image, I'm going to state the height and width of the image, so that it's not going to cover up the full content. In this case, let's just give it 160. Then again, let's give it a custom height, same 160 pixels. Then the auth is going to be, you're going to use your name, just one, in case anything happens the image is broken, it's going to display this text. All right. So that is going to be for this part of the image. Okay. I think I'm supposed to close this off. Awesome. Okay. So okay. So there. Good. So you can see it's creating this section for the image. Okay. So we still have some a lot to fix because it's wider than this, and the image, of course, isn't showing yet. So let's go back and work on it. So what we're going to do right here is so right here we are going to include the other content, the profile name, and the write-up that's in the content. Okay. Now again, let me show you that. Okay, so this is the section we are building now. So yeah, take note. So right here, I'm going to add an h2 with a class of profile name. All right, so just going to add the title. Okay, so that then going to have a p tag, the class of about. So just going to add a few content. Hello, I'm Joe. I'm learning. Website development. Program. Starting with HTML. CSS. Awesome. So after we have that, then what we have to just do now is to add the button. Okay, right after the p tag, we're going to add the button. We're going to do button or button with a class of btn primary. Okay, so here let's check what we have before we go back to style. Awesome. So you can see that this is it. This is what we have right now. So we go back. Once we apply the styles, it's going to be look similar to what the finished code. So I believe you have understood the basic part of it. So for the other parts, don't permit me, I'll add some of the code so that we will not waste much time. Okay, so I'll add some part of the code for the other so that we'll not waste much of our time again. So after the hover, I'm going to add the other part of the code. Okay, so it's basically controlling from profile, right? From the profile card to the profile inner according to the classes we specified here. These are the classes from what do you call it, from profile card. This is the first class. So the essence of adding classes is for styling purposes. Okay, to profile inner we styled all of these classes, then profile photo, then we have profile image. Okay, profile image, then you have profile name, about, and button, btn primary. So the essence of having classes is for styling purposes. So every item I mentioned, we are styled. Profile card, then this is the profile inner, then you have the profile photo, profile image, you know. So then this one is media query, okay, for responsive smaller photo on narrow screen. Now we have profile name, about, which I showed you earlier. Then we have the btn, okay, which is the button, btn active, btn primary, btn hover, okay, when you hover around it. So all those items we styled. Then you have the media query for profile, for large screen, medium screen, and the rest of them. So that is what we have. So if we go back right now and we want to save, mine is auto save. You should save your work if you didn't set that to auto save. So once we refresh, you see it's going to give us this. All right, see, if I hover, the color changes, all of these are working. But there's an issue with the image. Okay, so let us see what's the name of the image we added and why is the image not showing for the image profile. So if we go back, the name for our image, it is called profile one. Okay, let's go back to our HTML. Let's see if we use something else. Okay, back to our HTML, you see we use profile, so I have to change that to profile one for the image. So go back to CSS. Sorry, go back to check if the image is going to show. So if I reload or refresh, you can see everything is going to come up. So it's showing accordingly. All right, so this is it, guys. This is the mini project work on. I believe you have come this far, so you should be able to replicate what we have, albeit use your own image. Or I've told you how to get these images here, so thank you for staying up to this far. I believe you picked one or two things from here. I'll see you in the next one.